Hey guys, Shio here. Super Mario RPG, a timeless title with some great hits such as Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, and did you know that this game is getting a remake? Confirmed by Nintendo Direct. I'm so excited for this remake, but let's continue on, and obviously Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. But did you know the Mario RPG franchise first started out with this game here? This is Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, which was released back in March of 1996, and this is the remake. Let's get right into it! If you don't know much about Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, the remake pretty much expands on the game a bit more, adding a cleaner look to the graphics, actual animated cutscenes, a cleaner UI, and much more. As we progress through the story and the game, I'll be talking about them more in depth. What we're shown right off the bat is the combat. We're not introduced to timed hits yet, but I'd say it's fine to explain them now. In the remake, when pressing A at a specific time when attacking, it will do a timed hit, doing more damage than without doing a timed hit. Also, when blocking when pressing A at a specific time as well, it can decrease damage done to you, and if you do it at a really specific time, a perfect block will happen. You will take no damage whatsoever only on blockable moves. The remake has an indicator to show when you should press A when attacking and blocking. If you begin to successfully do this many times, the indicator goes away and only comes back when you fail multiple times. So it's a nice step to teach people when they should press A and when they shouldn't press A. And a big up and up for the remake is the animated cutscenes. The animated cutscenes were, in my opinion, some of the most well done cutscenes I've seen from a Nintendo game in a while. It kept the tone of the game and expanded more on the story visually compared to the old game, which I will agree was really good, but visually wise, I'd say these cutscenes are much needed and much respected as very good cutscenes. Next up is the Hammer Brothers. Nothing changed gameplay wise from this fight, just a sleeker sprite design and combat animations. We now meet the lovable big marshmallow that is Mallow. Mallow's looks so much better in HD. He generally looks amazing. His combat skills got a more cleaner finish to them, and overall I was excited that they didn't change too much about this character, because I was a bit nervous they would change him quite a bit. Now time for the first Croco fight. The new indicators actually make this fight really easy now. For me at least. Because in the previous game I found the timing so hard, but now with the indicator I was actually able to block, making this fight a cakewalk. I think I guess when you actually are able to block damage, it makes every fight a cakewalk. Now it's time for Mac! Or how they call him in the remake, Clay Morton. Bummer, you know? He's got a really good sprite now and his attacks look so much better in HD. It's really astounding how an HD remake can really make the sprites pop so much more. Now it's time for Belome! Let's be honest here, if you were a cat person, wouldn't you want Belome? Well, let's be honest here. If Belome was a plushie, that'd be so cool. If Nintendo actually marketed a Belome plushie, that'd be so cool. I would buy one instantly. Even one of Mallow I would buy. Damn, I want a Belome plushie now. But besides that, nothing much changed to this fight besides a sleeker animation to battle and visuals. The Boyer fight is something memorable, because it's an introduction to something new called triple moves. When your gauge is full or gauge, I'm not sure how to say it, gauge or gauge, but like when your gauge is full at 100% and you have 3 players alive on the board or battlefield, you can do a triple move. It's correspondent with the team comp you have, so each team comp has a different move. Say if you have Bowser, Mallow, and Mario, that would be Clown Car Barrage. While in this one, I forget what the name is, but it's a I think it's called Starry Rider's attack. But this one, it does a massive amounts of damage to a single target, I think, or maybe all targets. I'm not sure. I forget. But still, each triple move has its own animation. It's super good, and each triple move does its different effect. Say with Mallow, Peach, and Mario, this heals everyone in your party when you do their triple move. So it adds like a new layer of strategy to the game that I really like, and the added effects to this triple moves, it looks so good. Like, I love the animation. They did such a good job. This had me so excited when I saw this at first because it was so cool. Now it's time for Punchinello. Hopefully I said that correctly. Well, this fight is actually pretty easy because let's be honest, the indicators make it easy to block the bomb attacks. But I do like the animations that they did for this fight. The way he comes in and he just tries to entangle you with his, like, I don't even know what you call it, his hands? His tentacles? Like, what would you call them? Like, but the way he, like, moves his hands, it just reminds me of the old SNES one, where he's, like, all wiggly and everything. It's got that, like, goofy vibe to it that I really like about it. So they kept the characteristics of the character that I really like. I'll be honest, like, I never liked the minecart game. It just took too much time away from the actual gameplay, and I just didn't like it as a mini game. And plus, this one somehow feels more clunkier and more harder to control than the SNES. I'm not sure if it's because I'm used to the controls on the SNES or if this is actually a lot more harder to control. But like, I will say this, I don't like this mini game. I really don't like it. Now it's time for Knife Guy and Great Guy! Omni-Man, come in! I'm just kidding. But still, like, this fight was a lot of fun. Even though I was missing my timed hits, because I wasn't used to the chomp, I was used to, like, for some odd reason, my thumb would always press A right as, like, the chomp would come out, when I had to wait a second for the chomp because, like, how fast the other timed hits come out, compared to the Bowser's chomp attack. So it was, my reflexes kept on going instinct mode. But still, this fight was amazing. I loved the animations. It was nicer. It was a lot nicer than the original. Like, it just felt so goofy to me. Booster Hill, probably one of the most iconic minigames in Super Mario RPG. Trying to save Princess Peach from Booster as you're jumping on barrels, as you're jumping on, like, the gray Shy Guys. Like, to me, it's memorable. It's a memory that I will always have from my childhood. And to say, like, this was actually kind of harder than the original. Because I find, like, the 8-bit game, it was easier to jump and, like, maneuver onto the barrels, while in the 3D remake, I find it, like, 3D, it was so much more harder to hit the barrels. Because, like, I think there's more dimensions to take in consideration in 3D than 8-bit, so I just found it a lot more harder to hit those barrels. But it was a lot of fun nonetheless. It brought back a lot of good memories. Time for Bunt, or better yet, the Wedding Cake Monster! Nom 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 nom. But better yet, let's bring in Kirby! I'm just kidding. I really like this boss monster. The animations looked really good. Like the one air animation where you had to dodge that one attack, it was a bit too fast for me. Like it was a bit too fast to like actually block it, so it was a bit confusing because like there's so little time for that attack to block it compared to the SNES. I wonder if that's like intended to be there or if it's like bugged, but it just seemed faster than the SNES, which was confusing to me. And I played through the SNES Super Mario RPG quite a bit. I used to love the randomizer for that game. I used to play it a lot. I got used to the dodging or like the blocking of that attack, but it just seemed faster. So I'm not sure if that was intended. But besides that, the look of it is amazing. The animations were stellar, and the battle went by smoothly. Besides the one air animation being faster. Now it's time for the King Calamari fight. My main gripe with this fight is that the boss literally looks like a vacuum with tentacles sticking out of it and googly eyes. That's literally what this boss looks like, a vacuum with tentacles sticking out of it with googly eyes. I can't unsee it because it's just so apparent. Ugh. I don't know what to say, but like besides that, the fight goes by really well. It's easy to block. It's just the whole look of it looks like a vacuum. I don't get why it looks like a vacuum to me. I'm not sure if other people have the same problem, but it literally looks like a vacuum to me. Now it's time for Johnny. The whole idea of this fight was to keep one shark alive with Johnny so that he doesn't go into that 1v1 mode. But with the added splash damage every time you rack up your combo, it's hard to keep that other monster or enemy alive because you're constantly doing splash damage. So I tried to do as much damage as possible before I did splash damage. Just wish there wasn't splash damage in this game because it's very aggravating for this fight. I wish, how do I say it? I don't like 1v1ing Johnny. It's very difficult for me. I did get past it because I was over leveled, I think. But I don't like the splash damage added to this. Yeah, it's easy for other fights. It makes it easy for the solo fights. Not really solo fights, but the low-level enemies and the medium-level enemies to help get rid of them faster out in the world. But for the boss fights like Johnny, where you need to section them off one by one and keep one alive, and one extra monster alive, it makes it a lot harder. That's my only gripe with this is the splash damage. Time for Yorovich. I think that's how you pronounce the name. This fight was actually very, very simple. Because they added the ability in the remake. I don't think this was in the original. I could be wrong, but I don't think it was in the original. Where you can block or defend against single target spells. Well, you could defend against them, but you couldn't block them, like timed blocks. Like, the only spells you can't block in this game are multi-target spells like Blizzard or Petal Dance or Sandstorm, but you can block spells such as like what was their name, Crystal or Fireball or Hot Shot. So it made this fight, since Yorovich is normally like a magic damage dealer, it made this fight very, very easy. Time for a Balome 2. Again, we need a Balome plushie. We need a Balome plushie. This is obviously something we need now. But this fight was very simple. It's the same way as the original. You just gotta look out for your, Balome tasting Peach, because Peach can heal everyone. So you can easily take out Balome, like, very easily. But you just gotta make sure that he doesn't, or I forget if Balome was a he or a she, but you gotta make sure that Balome doesn't copy Peach. That was the only main thing that I had to make sure that didn't happen was Balloon being Copy Peach, and this fight was genuinely very easy. Mega Smilax, I think that's how you pronounce the name. Pretty much with this fight, I had to make sure that I had to status negation on my accessory so I didn't get Pedal Danced and turned into a mushroom. So that's the only thing I had to look out for in this fight. Because I remember that from the original, like, once you get to the last phase of this fight, you have to look out for Pedal Dance. But besides that, the fight just went straightforward. The look of the Mega Smilax looks really, really nice now. Looks a lot more clean, looks a lot more, like, visually popping a lot more with the attacks. So I like this, I like the remake a lot more when it comes down to, like, these battle scenes. Time for Birdo! If you have troubles with this fight, I'm sorry, but this is hands down the easiest fight in the game, in my opinion. If you have troubles with this fight, this is the easiest fight in the game. This was a cakewalk. It took me less than a minute to beat this fight. Well, that's an over-exaggeration. It probably took me like 4 minutes, but still, it was so easy. Like, I forgot how easy this fight was. But I still love the sprite design of Birdo. Like, it makes me feel like a kid again, just destroying Birdo. Valentina and Dodo, such a simple yet complex fight. You just have to make sure you have Bowser in the middle with a status negation accessory, so he can't get flutterhushed by Dodo in their 1v1. Because let's be honest, who can 1v1 Bowser besides Mario? Bowser is a tank engine! But anyways, it's just surprising with this fight because I remember there being some controversy with the jiggle physics on Valentina back in the day, because there used to be some really questionable jiggle physics that were quite funny to me, but I think some people probably took offense to it back in the day. But it's surprising how like a lot more people would take offense to that nowadays, so they had to change it. So it's sad to see that the jiggle physics are no more, but it's still nice that the fight still plays out the same though. Caesar Dragon. Probably a very frustrating fight in my opinion because all this guy really does is use multi-target spells where you can't block them. So it's like you're trying to trying to survive all the spells. So it's very frustrating, but like the good thing is I had a lot of FP at this point, so I can constantly heal every turn with Peach and do my damage with Bowser and Mario. So it went by very smoothly. The spells did quite a bit of damage, but I survived it either how. Or either way. Why did I say either how? But this fight, like, I like the transition into phase 2, making the player think that they just won phase 1, or won by defeating it phase 1, and getting ready into the reward screen, and suddenly he comes back to life. Like, that was so funny in my opinion. Time for the Axum Rangers. If you didn't know, these are based off the Power Rangers. The funny difference is these guys are more about evil than good. But getting back into it, I can see this fight being a challenge for low level runs, where if Mario is level 3 and you're trying to beat the game at the lowest level possible. But besides that, it's quite easy if you're the minimum level or if you're over leveled. And if you're over leveled, it's kind of like a cakewalk. But at the same time, like getting the blocks down is quite difficult with the Black Ranger and the Yellow Ranger. But besides that, it's a very simple fight, very easy. All you gotta worry about is phase 2 with Breaker Beam. You gotta survive the Breaker Beam. So yeah, I love this fight because I love the Power Rangers. Wizakoopa. Every few turns, this guy will summon a monster in its place, with my monster being Jinx Copy. Which is very troubling because I don't remember how to block against Jinx. But being over leveled, this fight was actually pretty easy. I defeated it less than 2 minutes, I think it was. Ah damn, like I forget how easy this game was when you're over leveled. But I might do a low level run sometime soon. Because I think that would be fun for this game, just to do challenge runs for it. But besides that, it's a very simple fight, very easy to get the hang of. Like, you just gotta worry more about, like, what he copies into, like, his monster, because if it's Jinx, I think the Jinx copy knows a one-hit KO move, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but that's the only thing you gotta look out for in this fight. Time for Boomer! I wonder if this is where the phrase "the boomer" came from. That'd be funny if Super Mario RPG invented the phrase "boomer," because this guy looks very old. Like he kind of looks like a boomer. I'm just joking. But this fight is very, very, very easy. If you have trouble with this fight, all you gotta do is get the blocks down, and it's really, really easy. Like when I mean really, really easy, when he changes into his blue phase, he literally he literally takes more physical damage. I believe in his red phase, he takes more magical damage, but when he's in his blue phase, you do so much damage to him that you're able to defeat him really easily. Time for Exor! If you didn't know any lore about this fight, the lore is that this character, our boss, is the portal from Smithy's world to the Mushroom Kingdom. So that's the lore behind it, so he's technically a portal, so we have to defeat him to get into Smithy's world. But this fight, very easy with the new triple move, because you're able to triple move both of the eyes to bring them down to really low health, and then you can just damage one of the eyes and then damage his top frame or his top ball, like the ball of the sword. I forget what you call it, but that's where his official health is that you need to take out so that you can win the fight. So you just take out one of the eyes to negate the protection, and then you aim for the ball or the hinge of the sword. Fight's very simple with triple moves because you're able to take out the eyes very easily. It's so much more easier now with the triple moves. Even though like back in the day you can do Geno Whirl, I'm not sure if you can still Geno Whirl the ball anymore. Maybe you can, I'm not sure yet, I haven't really looked into it, but besides that, very easy fight. Very, very easy fight. Time for Countdown! It's the final countdown! I'm just kidding. Countdown, the clock boss. Well, this fight is very frustrating because I still don't know how to do it that well. I've died multiple times with my characters on this fight, even being higher level or over leveled. So it's kind of frustrating because like I suck at this fight. If I did a low level run, this would be my run killer right here. But besides that, it's a very hard fight if you don't know what to do, but it's probably very simple if you get the hang of it. What I do is I attack the bells first. I should probably attack the frame first or something, but I always aim for the bells. Not sure what to do. But this fight, I love the animations now. I love how it's like, I love the sound effects in this fight. It just makes you feel like you're fighting a clock, in my opinion. It's so funny. Cloaker and Domino, the dynamic duo. If you defeat Cloaker first, Domino will go on a snake-looking thing and do massive amounts of physical damage, while being very weak to magic damage being dealt to him. And if you defeat Domino first, Cloaker will go on the snake thing and he will do massive amounts of magic damage, while being susceptible to massive amounts of physical damage done to him. So you gotta pick and choose in this fight. Who do you want to deal with more? Do you want to deal with magical damage or do you want to deal with physical damage? Time for Gun Yoke. This fight has always been memorable to me because it's the fight right before Smithy. Don't know how to explain it, but it's always been a memorable fight, even though it's quite hard if you're a lower level. But if you're minimal level, it's medium difficulty. But if you're over leveled, it's kind of average. It's a very confusing fight because like he does so much damage, even though if you're over leveled, he still does massive amounts of damage. So I have no clue how people do like low level runs on these bosses, because it's just some of these bosses, they do so much damage. But besides that, I love the sprites for these bosses. I love the sprites for the animations. It's such a good looking remake. Time for the Smithy fight, the final boss of the game, the anticipated Hulk Hogan of Super Mario RPG. Hulk Hogan's the final boss now, yeah, we know it. But this fight, like, it brings back so many good memories. I love this fight. Like, how do I explain it? Words can't describe how much I love the ending to this game. And like, if you experience it yourself, you will love it yourself if you've grown up playing Super Mario RPG games. It's such an iconic ending for me because of Geno and everyone. The fact that you can play with Bowser, the fact that you can like team up with Bowser, and the fact that you can team up with Geno, Pete, even Mallow. Like, it's such an iconic fight in my opinion. Especially with the triple moves now, it adds a dimension of strategy. And the fact that you can block spells now makes it much more fun. So it's just, if you haven't played this game, I highly recommend it. I really do love Super Mario RPG. It's my favorite title of all the RPGs out there for Mario. And thank you guys so much for watching. I do apologize that I haven't uploaded for the past, I think, 6 months now. I just recently got work around 4 months ago, so I haven't been able to record stuff like my Shiny playthroughs. So I'm thinking about switching up and doing regular playthroughs of games and then doing commentary for those playthroughs about the games while I play through the game, obviously. Like, I'm not sure what to call this video or what type of style this video is, because it's not necessarily a review. It's more like me playthroughing and talking about the game, so it's very confusing to me what my content is, but hopefully it's good. I hope it's good. I hope people enjoy it, because I like editing videos, because it's probably one of my few passions out there. It makes me happy. Like, I know I need to improve my commentary a lot more, but I do thank everyone for like a lot of the support I've gotten on my last video. Like, it was crazy how for the first time in a while I've gotten so much support on a video. Well, that was actually the first time I've ever gotten so much support by people on a video, so it was very astounding to me, because normally I would get hate on my videos and like people questioning what type of content am I doing. It doesn't make sense. So it's just having support for the videos, it's nice because it gives me motivation. So I thank everyone. I hope everyone has a great day. I'm gonna try and do more of these style of videos because I don't have enough time to do Shiny playthroughs with my job, so I can do regular playthroughs now. It's just Shiny playthroughs take too long. So I might do stuff like randomizer playthroughs and do commentaries for that, like something like the randomizer experience for Fire Emblem or something. Like, I think that would be cool. But like, hopefully everyone has a great day. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, staying till the end, or even watching even part of the video. I really do appreciate it.